Hi, how are you today? I'm doing pretty good. I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do for dinner, but I think I've got an idea. Hi, this is Tina, the girl in the garden, and today I'm cooking food from my garden. I got lots of potatoes, carrots, and onions to use. That's what this all is, chopped up with some garlic. It's jarred garlic because I didn't have any fresh. Salt, pepper, oregano, olive oil, and balsamic vinegar. I'm going to get that to baking, and I'm going to put together my favorite shake and bake barbecue glaze on these pork chops. Pork chops cost me about $3.80 per pork chop. That's not really all that cheap, but it's going to feed 3 people, right? That's what I'm thinking. All this was free except for, of course, the garlic and spices and oil. When these get tender, I'm supposed to pull it out, sprinkle them with a little bit of brown sugar, put them back in for a little bit. I'm thinking if I start these first, it might get done about the same time, but these, if I remember correctly, these pork chops are huge. So we'll see. But that's what's for dinner tonight. Just trying to use something where I'm not having to go to the store, not spending any extra money. I am using what I've got from my harvests or already in my freezer. All right, well, let me get to cooking. All right, there was only 2 pork chops in that package, but look how big they are. They are huge. I mean, let's see. I guess my hand can cover them, but they're a little bit bigger than my hand. So time to put some shake and bake on them and get them in the oven for some delicious dinner. Ooh, that looks yummy. Our pork chops. Excuse me, I don't know why I always have to cough the minute I start recording. So, shake and bake says not to flip the meat. I do have them on a rack. I did flip it. These are literally so thick, I was afraid they wouldn't get done. They are now at 165, I think is what it was, a little bit over. Potatoes, carrots, onions. You're supposed to sprinkle some brown sugar. You see, some of my brown sugar did not dissolve away. So it just came out of the oven. We'll see if it continues to dissolve away. I will link the recipe that I kind of fashioned this off of. You know, it called for 6 medium potatoes, 6 medium carrots, 3 medium onions. That is way more than what we are ever going to eat for just me and my son. I did not measure. I have all those small potatoes that I showed you in my first harvest video. So I just washed up a bunch, probably 2 handfuls. Used my handy dandy chopper, which I love. Same with my homegrown carrots and an onion. So I didn't change the amount of balsamic vinegar or olive oil or the brown sugar. But my brown sugar was a little hard, and that might be what tripped me up. I don't know how to keep brown sugar from going hard. If you know that, drop in the comment below, because I'd really like to know what the secret is. So I'll put that recipe below. Oh, goodness. It's still been windy, even though it's in June. The pork chops cost me $3.83 a piece. So everything here was absolutely free because I grew it. However, if you don't want to grow food, if you don't want to garden, buy what you can find on sale. Use different vegetables. You can do that. I'm sure there's a recipe out on Google for every combination we could possibly think of. So, this right here is costing us per serving, per person, $3.83, you know, plus a little bit of the condiments that I used, right? And you're like, well, what about all the time and the seeds to plant? You know what? I've had these seeds for a year for the carrots. The potatoes, I used potatoes from last year to let them go to seed so I could use them as seed potatoes. The onion was probably the only thing that I actually bought onion sets. So just remember, keep it simple, keep it cheap. Watch your local ads and figure out what you can make. See how cheap you can make a meal for your entire family. It's only 2 of us, and this is, I mean, I am probably only going to be able to eat half that pork chop. Now my son might completely eat one, but this is going to be 2 meals for me at least. So that's my cheat meal. Grow it yourself or buy it on sale. And at different times of the year, you will find different things on sale at different stores. My location is prime to hit a few different stores if they got something on sale that my usual grocery store does not. That might not be the case for you. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't at least look at the ads for the stores closest to you, right? That's what I'm saying. Growing potatoes is fun. I think it's easy. The carrots were super easy. I mean, it's 100 degrees and they're still out there. And granted, it is a part of the garden that gets shade, so they don't get afternoon heat as much as other things do. Onions are easy. I always do buy the little onion plants or sets, whatever they're called. I buy 300 of them every year. And I have yet to get 300 harvested. But I'm getting close. Last year we had big old bulbs. This year we actually harvested early because they were going to seed. So anyway, there's things that you can do to make dinner a little bit cheaper, or actually any meal a little bit cheaper. You just have to figure out what works for you. And now I am going to eat a little potato. That actually is pretty good. It was just a potato. There was nothing on it. A little salt and pepper. I'm going to say this probably has the balsamic olive oil and a little bit of brown sugar. We'll see. Ooh, that's hot on the inside. This is pretty darn good. I'll have to get some new brown sugar, obviously, so that it works out a little bit better. But that's good. The whole combination of flavors works. It's really good. And my favorite is my barbecue shake and bake, which I obviously need to learn how to make homemade, so I have it when I want it. Well, folks, that's it for my cheat meal tonight. Thanks for sticking around with me, Tina, the girl in the garden, and letting me show you how I use things from my garden in our meals. Give me a thumbs up if you liked my video. Don't forget to subscribe to see more like this. Comment below. I'd love to know you're here. And tell me how to keep my brown sugar from getting hard. Whew. Share with family and friends you think that might enjoy it. And now it's time for me and Kyle to have some dinner. I'll see you next time here at The Girl in the Garden. Bye from Tina.